Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody back to the Man United agenda after a very busy day for the channel. We've had a watch along, we've had a little aftermath show, and Mr. B is back once again. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. I may as well have just kept the camera on, from 12 o'clock today. I think it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. And then the press conference was like, wow. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what we're going to be looking at mainly is the press conference on this one. Obviously, you did the watch along, Mr. B. I just want to get your thoughts on the game because I wasn't able to join you today. So, what did you actually make of it?
You know what? It's funny. Maybe because I expected a loss. I wasn't disappointed with the performance. As the performance went on, I thought maybe we could have won the game. I thought Sesko wasn't great today. Xerxes changed the game. I thought Heaven played well, bar the error or the involvement in the goal. Although I don't think it was entirely down to him, but that's another story. I can't. I would like to think it was a point, no, 2 points dropped because it's Leeds, but our away form hasn't been great. The amount of players that we had unavailable I know they say 8 injuries. We haven't got 8 first teamers out. It wasn't 8. Those 8 players don't walk straight into the team, but maybe 2 or 3. But no, I don't know if it's 2 points dropped or a point gain, Cole. That's maybe where I can't make up my mind. We messed up against Wolves. My thing is just don't mess up against Burnley on Wednesday and see where it puts us. Because I said you kindly reminded me we've got Burnley, Man City, and Arsenal coming up. So the Burnley ones we need to get that point on the bag and then see what we can scrape from the other two, I suppose. You went to the game. What were your thoughts on the game?
I think it was a tale of two halves once again, like we've been seeing quite a lot this season. You know, you perform so well in one half and then everything kind of drops the second. And I feel like that was exactly the same. You know, the first half we looked a bit more at it than what we did in the second half until like I'd probably say the last 10 minutes of the game where we looked like we could get a bit more dangerous again. Obviously, I tuned into a little bit to hear some people's comments about blaming certain people when it was the furthest thing from the truth, if I'm honest. And yeah, you see a lot more when you're there compared to when you're watching it on TV. You know, you see runs from people that you don't see on TV. You see little movements. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it positively, to be fair, because if we had drew this game and everybody around us had capitalized on that, I might not have been as happy. But everyone's dropped points around us today by the looks of it. So yeah, I'm half glass full, glass half full.
Yeah, Stephanie said it's a big glass. It's a big glass. So look, the reason why we're here, look, is obviously he went a bit nuts in the press conference, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. I have got some quotes here, but I'm going to start off by this one, which I haven't managed to put into a PDF, I don't think. But Rúben Amorim has gone on and said, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do my job until another guy is coming in here to replace me. I'm going to be the manager of this team, not just a coach. This is going to finish in 18 months, and then everyone is going to move on. I came here to be the manager. As Rúben Amorim decided, you know, enough's enough.
Yeah, it really does sound like it. I mean, he kind of said that 3 times. The third time is when obviously he got up and left.
Yeah.
My take on it is that he's not being backed. 100% not being backed. Whether or not he's been lied to or not is by the by. I believe that football club he lies to us as fans. They lie to him as managers. Blah blah blah. So that's just par for the course. What would be interesting? I mean, we're never going to find out. Is obviously from what you hear, it's definitely Wilcox is the issue now. Whether Wilcox has told him, you know, he's not got money for players, whether he's asked him to change his formation, which makes no sense to me. You hired a 3-4-3 coach, and now things aren't going. You know, you want him to change. Could it be that they don't have the money, maybe to spend on lots of players for him, because he keeps talking about it being specialist players in specialist roles? Could it be that? I mean, I did say at the time when we bought Cunha and Sesko and Mbemo that I don't have a problem with them being there, because they can play in multiple formations, not necessarily the three. We haven't bought a specific, you know, wing back, or we haven't bought a specific blah blah blah. So that part of it, we'll see. But yeah, it was a bit of a shock.
Yeah. I mean, this is definitely, obviously, I mean, me and Solo spoke about it yesterday. I think it was. There's definitely an Amorim versus battle going off at the minute. I think, you know, if you stick that in a boxing ring and put it on pay-per-view, it'll get quite a few numbers watching it. But yeah, like you said, you know, he's had some players bought for him. Clearly, he's shouting out for some more. There is money. We know there's money because they were willing to put 65 million up for Semenyo.
Yeah.
So that money's still there. But like I said, it's a very difficult situation because it's specialist players that play in these areas. And people know that we want these, so the prices of these players will go up. I think we've got enough money to do at least one deal.
And the position would be central midfield, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It would. I would. I'd get a central midfielder just to show that up a little bit. Because I mean, in the summer, I'd be looking at a striker. I'd be looking at a striker, a Premier one, like Mateta or somebody like that. Do you know what I mean? Somebody with a bit of experience. Because Sesko, for me, at the moment, is just not cutting it. But again, that's like a different topic altogether.
Yeah.
I just want to say big up to Sirius Bart. I hope you're doing well. He's saying here, why doesn't the media go after Frank or his signings is beyond me. They are after clicks and insist on beating Amorim after a poor game. No wonder Jose indulges on historians to keep them at bay. They do that because going after Spurs is not going to get the clicks, just like you said. You know, if you want a news story to go viral, put Man United in there, and it will. Big up to Dermo. I wish I could go feel for Amorim. He's making his own major problems. Our owners, they broke both our clubs. Mismanagement of the players. We brought that problem. Big up to Chat Sports, says evening. Dermo wants Frank out as well. So now you can keep Thomas the Frank engine, mate. Don't you worry. Solo, big up Solo. Hope you're doing well, mate. Big up to Anthony as well. He's saying that you're still Amorim in, Mr. B. And big up to Matty as well, saying the board are just as culpable as Amorim. They all need to go.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with that, Matty, let's be honest, the board aren't going nowhere. Like the Glazers aren't going nowhere. So it was always going to be the manager to a certain extent. He's always going to be the fall guy. What we call him, the fall guy. I mean, what do you think was the breaking point, though? Guys in the chat, do you think there was a breaking point? Do you think maybe Mainu's got something to do with this, the whole Mainu situation? Because, you know, obviously there's a timeline to all of these, Coleman. The Mainu said he was leaving up until just before he got injured. And then all of a sudden he was staying. Do you think that could have been the start of it? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. Do you think that could have been the start of it, maybe?
I think it probably started before then, if I'm honest with you. I think, obviously, we know what our owners and everybody is like. They want names on back of shirts so they could sell them. Mainu is one that doesn't really, you know, it is a little bit overlooked and whatnot. But, you know, his homegrown players, United fans, like our players, you know, we like the people that have come through our academy. And, you know, they get a lot of backing. I think as soon as he started taking Mainu out and dropped Bruno to the position that he's playing, that's when the decline started.
Okay. Rio's got one for you, one for us. Guys, do you see this being a positive anyway? In any way?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
Long term or short term?
Nope. It's not a positive because what's going to happen now is obviously if let's say he gets sacked against before we get to Burnley or whatever, we're going to have an interim manager in where we'll go back to a four at the back system probably. 'Cause it'll more than likely be like someone like Ollie that comes in or an ex-player, and we'll get some results, and then everyone will think everything's fine because it's the manager that's gone, and we're now picking stuff up again. But it's all false dawn. It's papering over the cracks at the end of the day. And then when we replace this manager, even whether that's like in a couple of weeks or in 18 months' time, when he decides, enough's enough, I'm going, this new manager is going to have the same problems as Amorim. It's going to have the same people above him as what Amorim does.
Look, I get that, but I just think these people are here to stay. So I try not to say I don't worry, I don't think about it because they're there. But at the end of the day, I suppose that's what they get the managers for, isn't it? They line them up, and then once they let bits go, they drop information. One of the nuggets that I do remember in what he said as well was that it seems like certain bits of information have been released. Now, I feel he knows who released that certain bits of information as well. That's another thing there where, okay, do you see it being brave of Amorim, the right thing for him to have done, or do you see that he's bottling out?
No, I think it's definitely the right thing for Amorim to do. However, the last person that did this didn't last very long in Ralph Rangnick. He came out and said exactly what issues are, and he was gone. Within a week or two, coming out with it. And
but they didn't have to pay him what, 6 million, 8 million,
well, no.
10 million.
No, they didn't. But I think the thing is, though, I don't think they'd be bothered if they have to pay him the 10 million, because if it shuts all this noise up and we get a new manager and start getting results, people are going to forget about it, and they will blame it on Amorim.
Granted.
So that's my. Where are you with it?
As in, am I happy that he's going? Well, I forgot what I asked you, Carl.
No, like obviously, do you see it like in a positive way?
Yeah, I do, because I wanted him gone. I think he had run his course. What I wanted him to do was go to the end of the season. This would have been my dream scenario. He goes to the end of the season. He gets back to a player who the club can use for next season. Preferably midfield. Go on, you go past, yeah. Go on, midfield, no problem. And then sack him. Once we've qualified for the Champions League, you use him for that purpose. You've done your job. Thank you very much. You're not what we wanted. Goodbye. Pay him off. We qualify for the that would have been my ideal. Whether or not it's going to go like that, I mean, now I don't know how. There's only going to be one winner. He's now got to face them guys. If he hasn't faced him already tonight, he's going to have to face them tomorrow. Plus the players, I mean, they're going to have a wind down and a day off. So maybe you say Tuesday. The whole club is going to have to be early on Tuesday. We're playing on Wednesday, so everybody's back in there tomorrow. So the press conference one is going to be very, very spicy. And is his job now untenable in regards to him going till the end of the season?
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there. Like, obviously, I'm still a little bit 50-50 here with whether I want him to go or whether I want him to stay. With Ten Hag, I wanted him out because he was just a yes man. You know what I mean? He was like, yes, my Lord and Saviours, I'll do whatever you want. I like that Amorim's fighting back. You know, we haven't really had somebody that would do that. But my issue is, if he does go, who do we really have to get in? You know, if you look at the managers out there, because I mean, I've heard people say, a couple of lads near me today were saying, "Oh, you know, let's get in Conte." Conte wouldn't last 2 seconds with this board.
No, and he's not going to leave Napoli to come to us anyway. He's worked hard to get his foot in the door at Napoli.
Yeah.
To come and start that again. No, I don't think he would. I've got one for you though. Let's see. Chat Sports gone Eddie Howe. POTUS has gone Ollie. Glasner. Obviously, he plays the three at the back. Has he ever played a four? I'm just going to ask you. Has he ever played a four at the back system? Because one, you know what United are like. United are cheap. Let's be honest. United are cheap. He's on a free, so his contract is up. They know he's not re-signing. He's obviously punched above his weight doing what he's done with Crystal Palace. And the fact that he technically plays, everybody says he plays the same formation, but it's different versions of it. It's a variation of it because he doesn't play with a playmaking 8 or a deep lying playmaking 6 like we does. But do you see maybe Glasner being the one that they go for?
They probably will, yeah, because like you say, it's a cheap option. I mean, he has played a 4-4-2 system with previous clubs when it was suited for that club. But, you know, he plays back 3-4-2. Well, yeah, that's the formation of play. When they're in defensive, they go 5-4-1. When they're attacking or something, it's 5-2-3. You know, so it's similar to what we're playing now anyway. But, no, I think... I mean, where are Palace in the league at the minute? You know, I think this is what we're going to look at. Yes, they had a fantastic season and they overachieved. The 14th.
Yeah, but that's where Palace are supposed to be. Palace have always been 14th, but if you look at the game, they played 34 games already this season, bro.
Yeah, but they've lost 2-0.
He wasn't back. Yeah, he wasn't backed. He hasn't been back. That's what I mean. I think there's only a certain amount that a manager can actually work with. Look, I say that, you know, yeah.
No, yeah. Glasner's not the guy for me. I just don't see it. I mean, I know apparently Xavi's come out and said he's willing to take the job if it becomes available. How true that is, I don't know.
Well, if that's the, you know, I would take him. I would take him. I don't have a problem with taking Xavi, but again, is this paper talk? Is this, you know, these are things that's going to be coming out now within the next, and I suppose until he's gone, then, you know, it's just when he goes, it's more kind of where I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Maresca as well. He's an option, but he left Chelsea because he butted heads with their ownership. So it's going to be the exact same problem here. I have got this as well, Mr. B, that I'm going to bring up so everyone can read it. It is about what you was talking about earlier. So Amorim said, I noticed that you received selective information about everything. I came here to be the manager of Man United, not to be the coach of Man United. That's clear. I know that my name's not Tuchel, it's not Conte, it's not Mourinho, but I am the manager of Man United. So he's name dropping a lot of
big time, yeah, proper managers, yeah.
Solo. So I'm not even going to dignify that with a proper response, mate. Get out of it. And then he carried on to continue to say, if people can't handle the Gary Nevilles and the critics, we need to change the club. No, guys, I just want to say that I came here to be the manager of Man United, not to be the coach, and every depth. The scouting department, the sporting director needs to do their job. So he's calling out them as well.
Right, you see, and that was the part that I thought, okay, so he's basically saying, I'm the manager, I'll do my job. Wilcox, you shut your mouth, don't cross the line, you do your job. Barada, you do your job, and whoever else does their job and don't interfere with my role as being manager. Again, it has to be just, surely it just has to be a matter of time then, no?
I presume so. I mean, I'm just obviously I have little bits on as well as we're going through things because I'm just trying to look. And apparently, again, this is I don't know how true it is. This is just hearsay at the moment. They have been called in for an emergency meeting tomorrow at Carrington.
Okay.
So we might hear something tomorrow. We might not. So that's one thing. And then obviously the last little bit he said is, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do my job until another guy comes in, which is what we spoken about earlier.
Yeah.
It's never simple with this club, ever.
I tell you, just when you we thought it was gonna be something else, and then it doesn't stop, man. Chelsea. I was laughing at Chelsea yesterday. Ha 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 ha. Maresca's gone. Blah blah blah. This is gonna be in the doldrums. They've come out and pulled out a 1-1 draw today. We've got a 1-1 draw. Same result, same points where I think we're on with Chelsea, and it just never stops for us, Cole. And now we've got. I mean, it's 9 o'clock now. It's probably not going to release nothing too interesting now, but guaranteed, come from 8 o'clock tomorrow, it's going to be all go again. It might be a double show day again tomorrow.
Yeah, it might be. Demo's put this in for us. Do you both think that the next manager has to understand the Man United way? And what do you want from your next manager?
No, I don't care about the Man United way. I want a manager who they're going to back to a certain extent. As I said, we've got money. Next summer, the one thing that we can't moan about is having money. We look at the players out of contract if they don't re-sign them. Even if they keep them, they're going to be on reduced wages. If we keep them, we're probably going to be in Champions League, which is more money coming in. I would like to think we're going to qualify for Europe, which is an extra, even if it's Europa, the lower end of maybe 30 million coming in. And we've got money coming in, plus the money that I don't see it being a problem, Dev. I think we'll be absolutely fine next season.
Yeah, I mean, from my point of view, like I said to Solo, I don't think our manager needs to know the Man United way. It's the people buying the players need to know what the Man United player is, not the coach, really. Because it's so confusing that we've got somebody who, like, Wilcox is an ex-Leeds United player, and I think he played for another club.
Blackburn. He won the league with Blackburn.
That's the one, Blackburn.
Yeah.
And then we've got Omar Barado, who's ex-Man City, and it's like none of them two know what it is what qualities you need to be a top United player.
I've got a name for you. Simon's just popped one in. Do you think Semenyo could have been the trigger?
No.
Okay.
Semenyo. So I think Semenyo to City was done way before all this happened.
Okay.
I think so. I think honestly, like, I'm trying to think of triggers, like the main triggers. I've probably it's a long shot. Them signing Sesko instead of Watkins.
Huh?
United signing Sesko instead of Watkins. I think that was the trigger for all this.
Really?
Yeah. Because Sesko was Amorim's 5th choice and Watkins was his first. Well, no, sorry, his second because he wanted Gyökeres.
Yeah, he wanted Gyökeres, yeah.
But it was Wilcox that pushed for Sesko.
I'll tell you, I like Sesko, I do, but I like all the strikers until they prove that they play like -9. Took me a little while. Actually, no, it didn't take me too long to hate -9. It took me a little while to get his name. But with Sesko, I'm hoping it's lack of confidence because he's getting in the positions and we're finding him in good positions. So it's not like with -9 for ages. People said, "Oh, we're not creating for him. He's not getting chances." And when he did, we realised he was a bent foot. Sesko's actually proven he's a bent foot from early. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that it's just I'm hoping. Look, you've even got Solo agreeing with you. What is this?
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I told you, new year, new me. You know, I'm being more clinical with things. So I'm thinking about things. But yeah, I mean, Sesko's header today, you know, I think a 50 pence piece would have had a more accurate header than what he
I'm
did.
telling you, man. I'm telling you.
But,
I know it was off, but hit the target and let them decide afterwards, like Bert's did today, and the other offside goal that we thought was offside that they gave. I can't remember what the other one was. Yeah.
No. I mean, Simon's saying here when and where we're going to see Sesko's next goal. I mean, he should have had a goal a game by now, really.
No, you're right. You're right, Cole. To be honest, he's probably had 3 chances a game. He's probably had 3 chances a game. I mean, he scored 2 goals this season. He's only scored 2. You know, when does the pressure start falling on him a little bit more? You know, today, yeah. Look, it's yeah. We'll talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that another day. Don't worry about that. So, obviously, I'm going to wrap things up now. It's 9:30. You've had a long day. I've had a long day. We've all had long days. The last question I want to ask, and I want people in the chat as well to put their thoughts in on this. Will he be here come Wednesday? In your honest opinion, will he be here?
Yeah, I think he'll be here Wednesday. It doesn't. Nothing gets done quick enough. Nothing. They can't sack him and blah 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 and quick enough. So, yeah, he's here Wednesday. I think he's here Wednesday.
Will he be here for Brighton?
That might be a different issue because that's an FA Cup game. That's an FA Cup game, and that gives them a little bit of leeway. And as you said, they've got to decide who comes in because we don't want it to be bloody Fletcher coming in there. You know what I mean? I want somebody with a little bit of sense. Ollie would come back, no problem, but I don't want Ollie back at the club. He's done his thing. He served his time. He got hated. We've fallen back in love with him. Don't put yourself through that again, bro. He doesn't need it. So I definitely Wednesday, 50-50 Brighton. And after the transfer, if he stays till the transfer, when the transfer window closes, he's there till the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I suppose we've got to see if all this bluster and talk that's floated about whether there's a emergency meeting happening tomorrow at Carrington is actually true or not. Be ready for a very busy day. Yeah, Dermo Sexy will be sacked tomorrow. We're talking about Amorim, not Frank, mate. You know, Thomas the Frank engine down at your end. Yeah, so you might have a very busy day tomorrow. It might be a very quiet day. We might not hear anything at all. Who knows? Yeah, we haven't got anybody that can take over right now. But like Mr. B said, I'm sure if we sent Solskjaer a WhatsApp message, he'd be on the first plane.
SOS, yeah, he would be.
Yeah, he'd be on the first plane.
He's probably already in the Uber on his way.
Probably just taking a bit of a long detour just to make sure he can get here just on time. But we're going to wrap things up now, Mr. B. It's been a long day for both of us. So it's a goodbye from me, everyone.
And a goodbye from me, everyone.
This is United Agenda. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye.